Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Chi-Town Sports Podcast. Today is a different day. Brad will not be with me, and this is my first ever solo podcast. I know Brad has been making some solo ones for the past few months, and we wanted to try it out with me as the solo host, talking about the team that I love, Michigan basketball. Brad loves talking about Notre Dame recruiting. That is his thing. My thing is Michigan. And so let's get right into it. Michigan this year, obviously having a dominant, great start to the year, ranked 7th in the AP poll and 5th in the coaches poll. And that is a huge jump from where they're expected to be early in the year. Ranked anywhere from 4th to 8th by predictions on different sites. That was for the Big Ten. So not even like nationally, that was for the Big Ten. So they have really exceeded expectations early on. Winning their first 10 games, 9 out of 10 by double digits. And this on screen, what you see right now, he is the reason why. Hunter Dickinson, for just one of the best players I've ever seen to come through Michigan, and he's a freshman, and he's played 10 games. Best center at Michigan, I'd say, since at least Mo Wagner's junior year. Best freshman center at Michigan since, dating back to Juwan Howard. This guy is the real deal. He, as you can see on these highlights, his interior game is just top quality. He shoots. He's the most efficient player I've ever seen. He 75% on shots inside the paint, and he shoots 73% overall. So that is just nightmarish for opposing defenses to defend when he is 7'2" and 250 pounds. I mean, that is a lot to defend with long arms. Let's just give you a brief rundown on how this guy got to Michigan. He was a 4-star recruit, a top 50 guy coming out of Maryland. He went to DeMatha Catholic, which is considered one of the most prestigious high schools in the country. I think many people have heard of DeMatha because of its reputation. Hunter was the All-Met Player of the Year as a high schooler, and he was the Maryland Gatorade Player of the Year as well. So a great player in Maryland, and if anyone has watched Michigan, one of Michigan's most recent games against Maryland, you see that he is a Maryland guy. His Twitter feed is a lot of Maryland, clearly still enamored with their football team. If you look at his Twitter, he's a Maryland guy, but wasn't recruited heavily by Maryland. Michigan went at him hard. Juwan Howard, after John Beilein left, Juwan Howard was a great fit for Hunter. He was a center himself in the NBA, knows what it takes. And so Hunter Dickinson declared for Michigan. And that was a great thing for this program. He was the second best player for Maryland, so really a great player. Now, at the start of the year, Hunter did not start. Austin Davis, our redshirt senior, got the starting nod out of respect, I think, by Juwan, because Austin's been a hard worker for his entire time at Michigan. He's dealt with injuries. He's dealt with little playing time, and he has built himself into a fairly effective big man. He's a good shooter. He's a relatively good post finisher. So he got the starting role over Hunter Dickinson, who was an unproven rookie, basically. He was a freshman. He didn't do much. But Hunter Dickinson, from the first game, looked really darn good to me. This guy immediately wowed me with his post ability. He finished almost everything, which I know that doesn't sound like a huge compliment, but it really is, because college centers are known for, especially in Michigan, our centers really struggle to finish. Juwan Morgan, back like 5 years ago, really struggled finishing, and even recently John Teskey was not the best finisher. So having a guy like Hunter Dickinson come in and immediately prove that he was a great finisher was a big deal for me. I didn't think he would be this good, but from the first game, he was great. Now, Austin Davis went down against Toledo. He has plantar fasciitis, so that is an injury that you don't know how bad it will be or how long it will last. It's kind of chronic, so he has been out since the Toledo game, which you see on the screen right now, and Hunter Dickinson came in after he was injured and just destroyed Toledo. He was mammoth. I mean, they didn't have a guy to defend him. And he scored 20-plus points for the first time. Now, he continued this with Michigan's game against Penn State. He carried us to the victory. And against Nebraska, while he didn't have his highest scoring output, he still had 13 points and 15 rebounds, so not too shabby at all. Against Maryland, Hunter went off for 28 against obviously a kind of a revenge game because Mark Turgeon did not recruit Hunter highly, and Hunter got a technical actually for talking to the Maryland bench during the game. But 28 points is 28 points. I don't care about the technical. That's really good. And now obviously when we played higher quality competition, which was Northwestern and then Minnesota, Dickinson continued to shine. He had 26 points against Minnesota against a really high quality center in Liam Robbins. Robbins won the National Player of the Week the week before Michigan played Minnesota, so that was a big task for Hunter. But Hunter Dickinson held Liam Robbins to 5 points and 4 rebounds, while he had 26 and 10. He had a great game, and Michigan demolished Minnesota. Hunter didn't even play the final 5-6 minutes, as that is the end of those highlights. So Hunter Dickinson is the real deal. Another thing I want to mention is not just his finishing that's impressive. And let's pause this real quick because I don't want to do that. Okay. His finishing is also, or his finishing, not just his finishing is impressive. He is a great interior passer. He gets the ball to Michigan shooters, and Michigan does have a lot of shooters, which is why we're such an effective team, because the inside to out thing works really well with us, as we have a great passer and a great finisher in Hunter Dickinson. Eli Brooks, Isaiah Livers, Franz Wagner, they can all hit the jumper. Even Mike Smith, our stellar point guard, can hit a jumper. So when Hunter Dickinson gets the ball inside, if he gets doubled, he's immediately able to find the open man, and he rarely turns the ball over. That combination of intelligence and ability is unmatched. I haven't seen a player like that maybe since Mitch McGary during our Final Four run 5 or 7 years ago now. And I think Michigan has the same potential this year to go to the Final Four because of that. Now, the title of this video is why he should be an All-American. And I know that is still kind of a radical idea at this point, because he's only played 10 games and he averages 18 and 8. Sure, that's really good, but it's not like Luka Garza good. But I think Hunter Dickinson is the focal point for this Michigan team that has started the year as one of the only unbeaten teams in the country now. And that should be rewarded. And I think he'll continue to get better stats as the season progresses, because he didn't start the first 5 games of the year, so he wasn't able to play as many minutes and log as many points or rebounds, which kind of has weighed his stat line down a bit. By the end of the year, I expect him to be averaging 20 and 10 at least, and on crazy efficiency, like I mentioned before, 73%. Defensively, I think he's a bit slow, but he held Liam Robbins to 5 points and 4 rebounds, so obviously gets the job done there. And we'll see how he fares against, obviously, Garza and Kofi Cockburn later in the year. Tonight, actually, is a great matchup for him against Nate Ruvers / Micah Potter, the two-headed monster of Wisconsin big men. They both can shoot from outside. We'll see how Hunter handles that. He's not the most mobile guy. But if he handles that well, I think the sky's the limit for this guy this year. I really believe in him, and I really believe in the Michigan program this year, as much as I've believed in a Michigan team since either 2018 and 2013, our 2 last Final Four runs. If you're a Michigan fan, drop a like for this one, because really I think this is going to be a great year.